Hello, welcome to Casual Veteran Gamer. In the video today, we're going to go over a build that isn't necessarily new, but it is one that I haven't seen many people talk about too often. I'm going to call my character CharisTavic, because they're going to be charismatic, but also they are tough. We're going to pick a high half-elf. I'm going to pick Friends as the cantrip, because it is an amazing cantrip now. I'm going to pick Dexterity and Constitution as our ability score bonuses, because we're going to come to our class. We're going to go to Warlock. And we definitely need Eldritch Blast, and I can live with Minor Illusion. You can pick any other cantrip you want, but Eldritch Blast is a must. As for spells, I would definitely pick Hex from the beginning, and then kind of whatever you want, but I think Armour of Agathys is pretty good. As for our origin, actually, I'm going to pick Soldier, because we get athletic proficiency, which helps us with shoving and helps resist being shoved. So I think athletics is always a good skill to go for. Other than that, take what you want. Yeah, maybe Arcane and Deception. We've got Intimidation already from background, which is also useful. Then we come to abilities. We want Charisma 17. By the time we get to level 4, we're going to have our Charisma at 20. And to do that, we must start at Charisma 17. Now, being a caster, Dexterity and Constitution at +2 each will be very useful. And then I'm going to go for Strength at +1. This is because I like having the extra carry weight. And also, better at shoving and resisting being shoved. I do see an argument for having Intelligence at 11, because we will be losing 1 point of intelligence, but I'm going to stick with 12. At level 2, you absolutely must pick up Agonizing Blast, because half the reason for this build is about the damage. I would normally pick up Repelling Blast also. You don't have to. I mean, Armour of Shadows is alright. Give yourself a slightly higher arm class without having to pick up Moderately Armoured. Be Speech if you don't have anyone, you know, up to you really for the other one, but Agonizing Blast is a must. Here, I mean, maybe Hellish Rebuke actually is okay. At level 3, there's only one packed boon to choose from. As for spells, we now get access to level 2 spells. I'd probably go with Scorching Ray, quite similar to my Wizard Blaster builds, because we want to have all this lovely damage stacking up. Now, to get Volo's Eye early, as it were, we have the opportunity to get it inside the Druid Grove. One option is rather mean and just outright kill him. And on Volo's body is the Ersatz Eye. Now maybe you don't want to cause a big ruckus in the grove, so instead you can try and create a situation where it's slightly easier to be pickpocketing. Alright, so that's one good use of Minor Illusion. Get out of the way. And get Shadow Heart. Try and pickpocket the eye. There we are. We've now got the eye. And then, just to be sure, we run away. Make sure nobody catches us. Volo doesn't suspect us. We've been warned. Okay, they're kind of a bit suspicious of us. So we've come out of the way. And then go to your Warlock. Let's just double check. Right, the Warlock's Charisma is 17. Make sure the Warlock is highlighted. And if you're paranoid, put the eye into the Warlock's inventory. Double click on it. Now we can't really see anything there from inside the inventory, but we are now at Charisma 18, which allows us to get to 20 Charisma at level 4. At level 4, we get to pick one more cantrip. Probably go with Chill Touch. Stops people from regaining hit points. You know, whatever you want here. Probably not True Strike. Spells, your choice. Quite a few good level 2 spells here. Shatter, Misty Step, Mirror Image, Invisibility, all decent spells. Oh no, Mirror Image doesn't really, yeah, that's not so important. And then comes the magic. Charisma goes up to 20. It doesn't say 20 here because it doesn't take into account Volo's Eye. But when we go to the screen here, our charisma is actually at 20. So now we've got a +5 bonus to attack rolls because of our charisma modifier, and +2 because of our proficiency bonus. So here it is. Spell attack is +7. Our spell difficulty class says 14, but really it is 15. And the last thing we can do, if this can go for any build, it doesn't have to be this particular build, is get Loviatar's blessing. So again, to explain what he's doing, ask him why he's doing it. Say he's clever. Ask him how he'd alleviate the
pain.
So he's going to hit you a few times. Shudderheart seems to like it. Starion likes it. Right, why not?
No one back home will ever believe this.
Hits you.
The pain you suffer will
Then we get to use Constitution, Performance, or Intimidation. Maybe let's go for Performance, shall we? Yelp and say, oh, it's so loud. And we've got advantage here. +5 on Charisma. Very unlikely to fail.
pain is proof that we live.
And choose Performance again. Could have chosen Intimidation. And with our +5 in Charisma, we're very likely to pass this. And with Friends. Let's try Intimidation this time, since we're proficient with it. We've got advantage again because of Friends. So it hits you a few times to say thank you. Skimming through the cutscenes. So now we've got Loviatar's Love. When we have 30% hit points or less, we gain +2 bonus to attack rolls and wisdom saving throws. That isn't always necessarily easy to make happen unless we are sneaky, naughty little half-elves. Go pick up this ritual dagger, and since we're here, while we're at it, may as well go and pick up that other weapon. And just like before, when stealing from Volo, do you know what? Just run, get out of the way. Make sure nobody's suspicious of you. Suspicious that we're sneaking around, but that's it. So why do we take that dagger? So after a successful attack with this dagger, the wielder receives D4 bonus. Basically, it's bless to attack rolls and saving throws for 1 round. You can have it as your main hand dagger as well. But even better than that, we can use Blood Sacrifice to do the same thing. So we don't have to attack. If you use Blood Sacrifice, you do lose 1d4 hit points. So there I lost 3 hit points, but I gained Bless for 1 round. And also, this is one way to reduce your hit points to below 30%. 75%, 80%, 85%. These are really high percentages. And let's just attack the imp. Just to show you the attack roll. So we only rolled a 7. We've got +3, which will be Bless and Loviatar's Love adding together, and +5 from Charisma. So our bonus to attack roll on this particular attack was +10. And that's very difficult to get on most other characters. And also you can stack this with advantage. Right? So your attack rolls can be really high. And with this +5 Charisma, we also have a +5 bonus to damage on the Eldritch Blast. Like I said, you don't need Repelling Blast, but there are lots of situations in the game where Repelling Blast will be useful. Now, if you really want to stack your attack bonus, try and give yourself advantage, which I'm doing here by having the high ground. I'm also going to get Shadowheart to cast Bless. And I'll show you the attack roll on CharisTavic's turn. So with all of these attack bonuses stacked up with each other, to hit this Nolfang Yinogu, which has an armor class of 14 there, we have a 96% chance to hit, which is really quite good. But when we compare it to armor class 18, which is fairly difficult to hit as things go, with the advantage, we've got 84% chance to hit, which is amazing. So I'm going to just try and show this off. Use the bonus action to cast Hex. And then we get a hit with 84% chance. And we've done, what's that, 8, 13, 17 damage. That is pretty good. And that's with the use of only 1 spell slot for Hex, which as long as we keep concentration, we can keep casting again without using up another spell slot. One consumable that's going to be very useful for almost any build really is this Potion of Speed. Because now we can launch out 2 Eldritch Blasts. when with Repelling Blast, especially, you can really knock someone back, and in fact kill a Flint. Now in one sense this build is fairly similar to the last video I made about having the Blaster build on a Wizard. The main difference here is that we get to use Eldritch Blast with our Charisma modifier constantly. But just to prove that this can be a Blaster build. And the downside here is it uses up a spell slot, which you don't have very many of. And because we have a +7 to our attacks and advantage, there's no way that Spectator was going to live. They only had 31 hit points left anyway, to be fair. But we can see here that we did 21, 32, 40, 47 damage without any of the magic items that I gave to the Wizard in the other Blaster build that I had. As for other magic items to pick up, maybe you could pick up the Helmet of Grit, which helps with dexterity saving throws. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they have an additional bonus action. However, it's currently kind of bugged, so I pause it. I've got full hit points, but I've got 2 bonus actions. Make of that what you will. The other magic item, I say the only ones that you really need would help is actually the Ritual Dagger. We're not going to be using our melee weapons for attacking, so we can pick melee weapons that give us bonuses. And this Ritual Dagger gives you the option to sacrifice a bit of health for Bless. Otherwise, any magical items that were useful for the Blaster build are going to be useful here. We could use a Circlet of Fire for when we use Scorching Ray. Haven't been down into the Underdark, but the Ring of Fire will help to deal additional damage. Gloves of Flint and Steel, and Illmater's Aid, the necklace, that adds extra force damage to any non-cantrip spell. If you want to learn a bit more about those, I included more details in my Wizard Blaster build video, so do go check that out if you want. Otherwise, there aren't any particularly special items you need for the Warlock. Crusher's Ring if you want would be fine. Bracing Band is kind of okay because you might end up with 2 bonus actions to give yourself an extra armor class. The Ring of Poison Resistance. So there's quite a few options. None of them essential really aside from the Ritual Dagger. So maybe you could pick some other one-handed weapon. They have to be light though, which aren't very many. Thank you for making this far. Please let me know what you think about this build, and if there are any tricks I've missed out. I really do enjoy reading your comments, and quite often I do find that you tell me something I haven't learned before or didn't know already. Please do consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.